All right. Well,
All
I'm
right.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna throw it over
Break
to
time.
Taco now.
Mhm.
Unless Tapport had any final words before break.
Uh, just having a ton of fun. Yeah,
That's the
it's
spirit.
great.
And there we whoa, there we go with the taco show. Yeah,
Of course
all
it
the
is.
settings should still be good, pal.
I'll see
We'll
Yep.
everybody
see
at
Yep.
y'all in
30.
30.
All right, Captain, enjoy.
Bye.
And shouting out my boy SgtTaco on my channel right now.
All right, Boop
Kicking
Snoot, thank you
ass.
so much
Totally
for coming
kicking
through, pal.
ass.
We'll take it from here. Boop Snoot, my mod in chat has
Mhm.
departed, and Mama Peach is at work also. So, if anybody could afford to pop in every so often and refresh the links and shout out everybody, that would be excellent. And he is in fact playing
Sure,
on
Mirage and
Taco.
I can handle it.
I am playing on a plush taco. I am not allowed to use food after a certain incident that happened. So we have a plush
No.
version.
All right. All right,
This is
everybody. I'm gonna go on break and let Taco have the floor.
Mhm.
Mhm,
Alrighty.
mhm.
See y'all in 30 minutes.
See you in 30 minutes. So yesterday was thinking. People are like, you've never played on a taco, and so it's like, well, what if I do? And then brought it up with the wife, and she was like, oh no, not another food item. You remember what happened last time? Um,
Yeah, it sounds
so-
like there's a really good story there.
Yeah, you'd think there's a really good story, but I'm not even allowed to tell the story because the other time I told the story was people donated to see me use more food, and then I used more
Oh.
food, and the same thing happened.
Okay.
Oops. Probably for the best.
Yep. No, it involved bananas. Um, and well, bananas and grapes. And it turns out when you put electricity into bananas and grapes, um, for about 8 hours they change a little, and the aftermath is a kind of smell you wouldn't want at all.
I mean, that
I've,
stands to reason.
I've heard bananas are stupidly conductive.
Yep, extremely conductive.
Yeah, it is because of the
Huh.
potassium content.
Hmm.
Which, for those of you, a little science fact: potassium is what powers your entire body. That is what, along with sodium, the neurons in your brain use potassium and sodium quite regularly to create the electrical impulses that allow you to do literally anything. Um, One of the things that I learned in my psychology class.
Interesting.
Yeah, I did not realize that it was going to be that big of a necessity, but I
And
mean,
then
makes
so
sense.
that's O&S on a taco.
That's so cool.
So what
Alright,
we're
so
trying to do.
do I get a prize for guessing that Taco was going to use a taco?
Yeah. This is the first ever time I used anything similar to a taco. I was thinking taco shells, but try to
That falls
imagine.
into food.
Yep, that one that falls into food, but not only that, it falls into food that falls apart when you touch it.
Yeah,
So
Oh yeah.
very true. I mean, I suppose you could always go with like uncooked corn
mhm.
tortillas. It's basically a
Yeah,
taco.
I had bagels. It also, funnily enough, it toasted the bagel and it wasn't actually bad. Like I put some cream, so I put some cream cheese on it afterwards, and it's like, okay, I can do stuff that's allowed to be toasted, but I can't do stuff that isn't.
I love that. I love that so much. So
Yeah.
why don't you tell the chat exactly some of the things that go into creating these diabolical yet impressive machines that you are currently working with.
So a ton of software goes into the behind the scenes stuff. So what this is actually using is pressure plates. So it's called a conductive pressure plate where, because this is squishy and stuff, if I just tap the button, like I'm tapping it now, it won't do anything. But if I press it, it actually goes in. Um, and so a lot of this is just taking kinds of sensors and stuff that you wouldn't think otherwise to use and see if I can find a way to like use it in a creative way or whatnot. The idea being the main companies, so like Microsoft and so on, they have their controllers, and for them to do a ton of research into other stuff, it would cost a lot. But since I'm me, I'm by myself, I'm an indie. Um, I can take very weird concepts or risks or anything. Like I can play games with temperature controls,
It's so ridiculously
or
cool.
you know the little scanner thing that people use at checkouts. I can try and work with something like that. Whereas if you brought that up at Microsoft, they'd be like, "No, stop it. No,
Yeah.
buttons. Stay with buttons."
It's what do we have the patent for? It's what we make our money on.
Yeah.
I mean, not for nothing. I understand the need to,
Oh.
the idea of profiting off of patents that are being made. I mean, it's the way of the world, and it's one of those things you kind of have to swallow. But
Mhm.
it's interesting that the indie space is allowing for such innovation.
Yeah,
And,
it's just a case of like they wouldn't think to use this stuff because they have so much risk behind doing any research because they
Right.
have to pay their employees and so on. So let's say someone has a 30,000 to 60,000 contract or something. You're paying them to mess with stuff you have no idea if it's even gonna work.
Yeah,
And
and I mean,
then Mhm.
go ahead,
Go.
please.
Oh, no. For me, it's just looking around my house and being like, oh, there's some silverware. I wonder.
Yeah, absolutely. And what it was based around the same lines. Taking the risk of like the research for the progress for the sake of progress and the research necessary to have these innovations.
Mm,
Um, Unfortunately, a lot of it doesn't really pan out the way they need it to in order to
mm.
stay afloat.
Yeah.
So like there is an understandable reason for the research to not be done,
Mhm.
which is unfortunate.
Be
Yes,
careful.
sir.
Yeah.
Very quiet though.
What is up? Oh shoot!
Woohoo!
Woo! Let's go. Did it not pop up? Weird. Okay,
One of
the
the
value didn't update.
yeah,
I don't know.
the sources could have been a problem.
Yeah.
It could have been a problem with the sources because since
Yeah.
I have it on my BRB screen, I don't get
Mm,
the sound alerts for it.
no, I'm just looking at the main screen and it's not there either. But the one that calls out the name and so on is there. So thank you, Perry Queen.
Yeah, Lucy was forwarding some subs that she got between
Oh.
past couple of days.
And thanks to all the people for subbing to Perry Queen to forward the donation.
Absolutely, it's all going to a great cause, and like I said earlier, you guys are the ones that's making this whole thing possible. And this showcase of Sergeant Taco, we're gonna have another one at the second break, where we're gonna get to see some really cool shit. So stay
Yeah,
tuned,
and
please.
the hint leading into that is, do you have a favorite drink?
You know what I do? It is coffee at this exact moment.
Yeah, like I was asking my wife, "Hey, can you make a pot of coffee, please?" And she's like, "Okay, I see you doing that stuff."
Yeah, I love to hear that there's such a supportive queen at your right hand.
Yeah, no, she's phenomenal. Like, cause we actually met online in so World of Warcraft's the game, right?
It is.
But it costs money, so like subscriptions and stuff. But it turns out there's a Lord of the Rings online game, which is free. And because her and I are extreme Lord of the Rings lore nuts and so on, we somehow by random happen chance managed to meet each other in 2013, and it's pretty much 10 years later, and we've married, we've moved in, and I couldn't ask for a better person in the world for myself.
A love story made in Middle Earth.
Yes.
It makes my little nerd heart very, very happy. Have you guys watched Rings of Power at all?
Yes, we have.
Are you current?
We did not watch this Friday episode.
Okay.
So we're gonna watch that. So personally, so you know all the online drama about it, where they're like, oh, they changed a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with that because they're like, okay, these are character names that we've heard. Elrond looks nothing like Elrond, but we're gonna see how it pans out.
Yeah.
So the first few episodes, it's like, okay, they're setting up stuff. And then last week's episode, so not this Friday, but last Friday, it's like, oh,
Things are
okay.
happening.
Some things are happening. It's a little worrisome, but we're gonna let them. We're gonna let them see. And then we get to the episode, and they're like, "Tune in next week for the last episode of the season." It's like, wait, what? It just
Yeah.
started.
I want so much more, and I will
Yeah.
say, because I am current, no spoilers, I promise.
Yep.
Anything you had in your mind is probably going to go out of the window.
Oh no.
Yeah, there is a huge, there's a lot of really tasty meat in this final episode. It is
Okay.
incredible. But to pivot off of that, and I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to derail us too far.
No, you're good.
Could you explain some of the concepts that you have previously worked on? Because we have seen you do keyboard, piano specifically.
So drawing tablet, piano, the bass, so it's just the pure wires. This is using like little pressure plate type things. It's all about essentially Google any kind of sensor, be like, hey, can I find a way to use this? So one of them's like ultrasonic, so that's sort of like a bat. So like a bat sends out a chirp or something, and then it echoes off.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much the idea. Find anything that doesn't seem like, oh, this probably wouldn't work, and try and see, can I make it work?
I love that. What are so you do hold the record for most controllers used to beat a single game. Can you go a little into detail about what controllers you have made that contribute to that record?
So quite literally, if you look anywhere around your house, I have most likely made something that uses that item. So I made a paper airplane, and then I drew on it with graphite. So graphite's conductive.
It is indeed.
So I had little lines on the paper airplane, and they're sips.
So you created circuit lines with graphite.
Yes, and
That is incredible. So we got a paper airplane. What else we got?
Paper airplane, soda cans, so a bunch of them just lined up. That's the one that got the person to contact me in the first place about it.
Right.
Because it's such a, like, why would you play Dark Souls with soda cans unless you're either mad or there's some reason behind it? At the moment, I was mad. I had no plan. It was just, oh, I beat the game on a drawing tablet. Soda cans, that makes sense. But after that moment, it was like, wait, I can actually help people with this. I don't.
Yeah.
This is so. That's
This
where
is,
it turned.
behind the streamer right now.
Yeah.
I love it.
So it turned from, okay, I'm the guy that randomly beats Dark Souls with stuff, into I can find random ways to use sensors and stuff to help people who really can't play games, but they're probably in a position where they really should play games, or they need the kind of entertainment, just like our charity, which goes, oh my goodness, look,
You guys,
we
can you hear
met
me?
the goal. We met the goal.
Yeah. Lucy just donated a 133.63. We are $11 over goal. Holy crap!
Holy
got it.
crap!
We hit 2,000.
Jesus Christ! Thank you so much.
What is it
Thank
about first break
you.
of the day being where the friggin' goals get smashed?
So can we attribute that to just SgtTaco and the prowess that they are showing us?
Thank you so much, Lucy. That's
Thank
the
you so much,
spirit.
Lucy.
Thank you.
And shout outs to SgtTaco for being an actual wizard who can make electric circles with pencil on paper.
But the fireball evades me because I can only get it from a scroll. So until I find that scroll, I cannot play this game with fire.
It's okay.
Don't worry, I'll put it in the shop for you. Don't worry.
Okay, good.
I make sure
man.
to take care of my players.
Fantastic work, everybody! Incredible stuff. I'm beyond stoked about it. Yeah, like wowie wow wow. Hold on, let me drag me out of the way.
I'm not crying. You're crying.
I'm not crying.
You guys are too rad. Lucy,
Uh,
thank you so much for
actually-
pitching in there to smack that goal right across the right out of the park. And yeah, and if any, I mean, don't let that discourage anybody else who was maybe thinking about donating. Even though we've smashed through goal number 4, I probably won't raise the ticker anymore. But if it, we can take as much as you're willing to give. So
Absolutely.
absolutely wonderful job,
Mhm,
everybody. Y'all did so great. This is a volunteer thing. I can't emphasize enough how much this was the result of our own personal initiative and our interpersonal, kind of nudging each other to do the next thing or be inspired to do the thing because somebody else is also working along. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yes. And I mean, not for nothing. We got a meme goal still, and
You do.
it is a. I cannot stress this enough. It is a stretch goal. It is not an obligation in any way, shape, or form. So
I
do
mean,
not break yourselves.
yeah. The only thing that would be is that more kids are helped, and
Yeah.
that's a worthy enough cause. You want
Absolutely.
to do the math real quick, Galleon? There's 18
I would
people
love
in
to.
chat.
I would love to. I would absolutely love to.
That
but
would be.
remember.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead, please.
I was just gonna give you
All
the
I was
number.
gonna say was, do not, under any circumstances, give us your rent money. Please. For the love of
Absolutely.
God.
Yeah.
Take care of
Don't leave
yourself.
yourself short. But the total would be, what is that? 199. Or excuse me, not 190. Excuse me, 989, I believe, is what we need.
989.
Yeah, divided by 18.
89 divided by 18.
I think it's 18.
So
yeah.
if everybody gave $50.94,
We're still at that level. That's good. Yeah, super rad, everybody. Like, I was in the middle of doing what was the math if everybody donated just to get us to 2K, and then I see Lucy drop the 133.63 to smash right through that barrier. Thank you so much,
yes.
Lucy.
Thank you, Lucy, from the bottom of our hearts. You are a gem.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, back to the break, and we'll be back on in 9 minutes.
9 minutes, everybody.
Good work.
So we got Pinwheel dead already. We're heading to the Tomb of the Giant Taco. A giant plush taco from Sergeant Taco themselves. Just an amazing wizard, as I said, as Negatron had said. We bow to your prowess of this game, sir.
Oh no. I bow to you guys truly, because this is essentially what, like, okay, so Sekitai is truly the person that I think has the most inspiration, or inspiration's the wrong word, but truly the most genuine kind of playthrough, because it's their first one,
right?
And they're just going through it. This stuff is like, take Sekitai, put 10,000 hours into him, and then he could be doing this exact thing. Like,
well, I mean, but that right there is just nothing to sneeze at. You know, that is an amount of dedication that most people can't get up to even in their normal lives, and to see it broadcasted over the last 3 days. I cannot allow you to sell yourself short on this, on the simple fact that it is just an incredible thing to watch. Coming from a background of maybe not 10,000 hours, but I do have a decent chunk in there, and I can barely get my controller to do what I needed to do on a good day. And here you are coming with bowls of waters, a plush taco.
wait, people don't know about that.
Well, no, I mean, you've alluded to that in the first few days. You know, there are things you've done before. You know, it is so incredible, the ideas that are popping into my mind and being made readily available. For those of you who don't know, Sergeant Taco does this for no money. This is a thing that they are doing out of the goodness of their hearts to create an accessibility that there is none. And if there is, it is so overpriced and almost buying a whole new game just to play one on a one-handed thing for the accessibility.
Hey, Light
Light
Roxas.
to make it on a 3D printer and send it out for free. Like that is not something that should ever be poo-pooed.
Hey, thank you, Light
Li-
Roxas, for the sub, pal. Thanks for resubbing. Super rad, 13-month streak. Thank you so much. You're welcome to hop into the voice chat again, like you did yesterday, if
Yeah,
you'd
of
like.
course.
Yeah.
We just
Glad
hit
to have you, brother.
2K, pal. 2K plus 11. Why not?
Goodness gracious, I don't really know what to say. Like this is $2,000
It's
for a great
crazy.
charity. It is insane.
Because how much did you think we'd get? Roughly near what you guys had last year, maybe a little over.
I was expecting
Honestly, I was
less,
thinking we
really.
would probably hit somewhere around 1,800, maybe. Just because of the 3-day mark, I was not
Yeah.
expecting that to make the final goals. As much as I hype it up, I understand that people have their money for various reasons, and
Yeah, I was thinking money might be tight, tighter this year
yeah,
for a lot of people. So I was hoping to at least achieve what we did in 2 days last year in 3 days this year. But we
yeah,
managed to stay pretty much exactly on pace, and we
Mhm.
continued to keep it even with a even a marginally improved rate. Actually, we ended up at what was it, over 1,700 last night before we stopped, and yeah, so that's that's a couple hundy over what we ended up with the same amount of time last year, and
right.
we are rocking and rolling. We still got 8 hours left, baby.
Yeah, we
Granted,
still.
though, last
ahead.
year we didn't have quite as many people as viewers. Also, I feel like the streamers and myself donated a lot to get us to that point last year.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
This
there
year,
was a
there's
lot of
definitely been more audience participation.
yeah,
Yeah, it was
yeah.
most definitely more crowdfunded, and that is why I've gone above and beyond the Call of Duty to make sure that you people that can hear my voice understand that this is your victory. This is not our victory. We just gave you guys the funnel for it, but it is ultimately all of your contribution is what matters here. Like you guys are doing an amazing thing for a great cause.
Thank you, Galleon, also for doing what you're doing. Really top tier work. You got the juice.
Oh
I'm
goodness
back with
gracious.
coffee. Let's go.
Welcome back with coffee.
And we do have 4 minutes, which means we're definitely going to be getting a Nito kill because the smoothness that our boy Sergeant Taco is going into this fight with is very impressive, and Nito will die before the showcase is done. And
Once I die again.
So you're welcome.
No, we're good. We're good.
I was away doing stuff, but I heard you say thank you. So.
hmm And it has been absolutely an incredible ride.
And you might have saw me allude to going one direction. At the very beginning of this. So right after I killed O and S, I decided to go one way, and then for some reason turned around. So that might allude to what the final showing is.
Ooh. All of you eagle-eyed viewers over there, you guys know exactly where he's going, and I'm very excited for this next break. But so go ahead and reiterate for everyone what your lofty goals are for your production, and
So
where do you want to see this go?
the end goal of all this is to imagine a scenario, right? You have a person sitting in a hospital bed. They have no movement in their arms or legs. They're essentially just trapped in their head all day for days on end or months on end. Reaching out to them and providing some way to have entertainment in their life where they can interact in some way with other people. And so the way I want to approach that is either through Galleon, you brought this up, where they have eye tracking, or using some kind of brainwave type of thing where their thoughts can let them actually control things on the screen. And so that's where I want to end up getting to.
Yeah, absolutely. And to pivot off of that, just a slight amount, it just kind of struck me like lightning. There is also people who have very limited mobility, but they do have mobility in
Mhm.
cerebral palsy, where their brains are 100% working and firing on all cylinders. It's just the body does not.
Want to
Um,
do what it wants to do.
yeah, the body wants to do what it wants to do, but if you could do the brainwave thing, um, we could see a whole new class of like tournament style play from
Mhm, mhm,
those with cerebral palsy as well. Like, so it translates to a lot of different illnesses that would make the
mhm.
accessibility just incredible.
Yeah, it would go through the roof, and hopefully find a way. So find a way to let every single person who wants to do something or to do something involving games or whatever, no matter their skill level, actually approach it and so on.
Yeah.
Um, because do you know Simon Sinek by any chance?
The name is familiar. It's ringing a
So
bell or two, but
yeah, so he gives a TED talk on the word why, and the rough general gist of it is every single person has a why in their life, so like why you're around and so on, and
hmm
you end up either discovering it or you have some sort of epiphany or whatnot. And so for me, what I'd like to do, and it's a big reason why it brought me here, um, is I'd like it so any person, no matter what they bring to the table, their skill set, their traits, anything, if they have something in mind, they can go out of their way and do that thing or attempt that thing without any person shoving a finger in their face and saying, "Hey, hey, hey, no, 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 you can't do this. You're not allowed to
right.
do this or anything." And so the controllers are just one aspect of it where these people who have been hospitalized, they've been told roughly, "Oh, you can't possibly do XYZ, blah blah blah." Provide a way that lets them actually interact with other people in a healthy way or so on.
Yeah, I mean, you're basically
Mhm,
getting ready to give them the power to say, no,
Thank
in
you
fact,
for
I
editing.
can do this thing.
All right,
mhm,
guys,
mhm.
we are back.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Welcome back, second time. Good to see you, beautiful.
Have you looked at the goal second time?
Yeah, I saw that
Right?
it like literally was like in chat and
Wait a minute.
Mirage came in and was like, "Yeah, you know, Perry Queen just came in and smashed our faces. Perry Queen, you beautiful, beautiful human beings, you.
Hold up. What's that number that
Beautiful.
I'm seeing up at the top of that third screen?
It's
That's
in
That would
number.
be
011.
$11 over our goal, as a matter of fact.
As a
Very
matter of a fact,
nice.
Oh
I'm gonna
man.
keep saying
That
it
that is a
until we
taco.
are done. I
But yeah,
love you,
this is a
3000.
taco.
Yeah,
This
this is a
is
Um,
talk.
we ended up beating ONS, Pinwheel, and Nito.
With a
Very
taco?
nice. With a
Yeah.
Yep, with a
With
taco.
the
taco.
way.
taco.
holy. Oh my
um,
god. Hold up, I gotta address this.
I'm embarrassed.
no, 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 no.
That's so cool.
So I did almost make a mistake slightly. And from Firelink, you can go down, and if you know what bot, oh, and we beat Sif.
Yeah.
So if you go down, there's a place down there which leads to a certain kind of boss. And so what
Where
I'm
are we talking about?
so from Firelink Shrine, you go down, you need a certain ring down there.
Oh, mm-hmm.
So
Mm.
I almost messed up and went to them. We're gonna save that for break 2. And
Oh yes.
if you know where I'm going now, I'm probably gonna do this off break, and there'll be 2 bosses that I'm going for on the second break using whatever I end up using.
All right.
So hopefully it's a good send off.
All right. Hey, I'm back,
Oh, I'm
everybody.
excited.
Anything shaking? No, I'm just kidding.
No, nothing new.
Well,
But yeah, Negatron, I'm good to hand it off over to you whenever. Just say
All
when I
right.
need to turn my audio on.
Oh, yeah. Go right ahead.
Yep.
I'm disabling. I'm invisibizing, visualizing you right now.